So we have now Sheri from Ohio who has a question about positive atheism. Sheri from Ohio, you are on Talk Heathen.
Hi, Lloyd. Hi, Dan. So my question is, I've heard that there are some groups that are they go into like hotels and so forth, and they'll put like stickers on the Bibles in the hotels. And my question is, how do you feel about that? Because would that be considered to be like a form of vandalism? Because I know some people would get upset about that. Or which would be better if we do bookmarks instead of stickers? Because then you're not altering the Bible, you're just putting something inside the Bible.
I would personally, we're talking about like Gideon Bibles and books of Mormon, which is typically what you would find in a hotel drawer, isn't it? And speaking for myself personally, given the fact that the thing's going to be open so little anyway, I would err on the side of caution. And if I was going to do anything like that, it would be a bookmark rather than anything that could be construed as defacing someone else's property, or because it could as well be deemed that even though the hotel didn't arrange for the Bible to be there per se, because it's on the hotel's premises, it's the hotel's property. So I would personally prefer to err on the side of caution and not go anywhere near anything that could even remotely be construed as criminal. I'd probably just put a note in there or a leaflet, but that's just me.
Yeah, at first I thought you were talking about Christian groups that put stuff on the Bible, but you actually mean like non-believers who are putting like content warnings, who are saying like, oh, this book has genocide and stuff like that. And yeah, I don't know. I think it's it might get the word out there, but is it doing more harm than good? I almost think it might be doing more harm, because again, putting something like that out of context, I think confuses people. And also just I don't know, it's easy for people to give assumptions about you and what you're doing, especially if you're willing to deface a holy book like that, with just people's defenses just go up right away. It doesn't matter if the sticker, what it's saying, is true, which I think it would be saying is true if it's talking about all the awful stuff in the Bible. Really, it's just about, that's just basic marketing right there, right? What is this, the best marketing strategy for the atheist position? I think that's what I would wonder, and I don't know that it is. I'm not saying that I know what the best thing is either, but I think that can easily lead credence to people thinking that you're a hate monger and that you're just saying stuff just to say stuff without context like that. I'd much rather say something like that in person rather than just see it on a book somewhere, because then there's a conversation at least to be had. But without that, there's just no context to why the sticker's even there.
What do you think, Sheri?
Yeah, I agree. I think that it would probably be better if it was just a bookmark or a leaflet, like you said, as opposed to like a sticker. Of course, you also have the concern that someone who became offended might like blame the hotel for it, and maybe they could get into a legal argument with the hotel over it.
I guess with any kind of marketing, and ultimately lots of activism just boils down to marketing, doesn't it? It just boils down to trying to get a message across. And when you're doing any kind of marketing, you need to be thinking about your target audience. And presumably your target audience is not atheists staying in hotels, it's theists staying in hotels. And if you're a theist and you open your hotel drawer and a Bible has been, in their mind, defaced by atheists, you're going to be thinking, I'd better not become an atheist, because then I'll do dicky things like this to people's holy books. I don't want to be that kind of person. So
if I had to put a bookmark, I think what I would do is I would just have a list of questions asking like, why do you believe in God? Or what do you think about this event? Or what do you think about this? And I think that's a little bit more interesting than just saying, this is all bad, you shouldn't look at this, because that can look a little bit like, I don't know, like you have an agenda there and you might not be able to be reasoned with. And I would always want to present myself as saying, well, I can be reasoned with. These are just a list of questions that I still haven't had answered yet for me. And maybe you have those answers, so I don't know. I think that would be a better route. But, leaving stuff on people's property, it's definitely not clear cut there.
I've also heard of groups of actually stealing the Bible and replacing it with something else. mostly just, random books and so forth. And
I just have to ask what, how is the target audience interpreting this? And also, and I'm saying this as an activist. In fact, tomorrow I'll be celebrating 10 years as an activist. Are we really so insecure about our position that we're going to go around doing this? There's got to be more productive ways of getting our message across than messing around with people's Bibles,
Yeah, I wouldn't want a Christian bookmark in a book that I find at, I don't know, the atheist section of a bookstore. So I don't know if I want to do the same for that. I would rather not stoop to that kind of level, but that's a personal thing,
Yeah. So hopefully
anyway.
that's answered your question. I really appreciate your call though, Sheri.
Okay. Thank you so much.
No problem at all.
Have a good
Take
one.
care. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.